everyone, I'm Frylise and welcome to my channel. So I know I'm uber late on this, but I was in bed yesterday and I was just thinking over what I read last year and like my favorites from the year, and I actually compiled quite the list, and I was like, well, why don't I talk about them? A lot of booktubers usually do this in like November, but if I'm being honest, I read a large majority of my 5-star reads in December, so I'm glad I waited till now actually, because I have so many more that are on this list because of what I read in December. So I'm going to be splitting up these reads into 2 videos, one for my standalones and then one for my series. I could talk forever about that. I feel like I could break them up even more, but I don't know, it's going to be like the 15th of the month, but by the time these are all uploaded, so I was like, let's just move on to something new. A new position today, where across my room, where I was filming is right across from me, is my bed. This is a bookshelf I got from IKEA, right? It's laying on the ground instead of my propped up one, and my goal is to fill it all with books, and then maybe prop it up like the other one, but I don't know yet. My only 2 books that I own that literally just keep hopping around my room are in the background for today's video. Sunday when I'm filming right now, so I also decided to do a little something new with my hair, put on some lashes that are really like understated, which is what I'm going for. I got a few compliments, so I'm feeling myself. But let's hop right into this video of my favorite 2021 standalones. Once again, I have the list on my phone because apparently that's where my mind can like actually process it. I don't know, I can't remember anything if it's not written down, so I wrote them down last night. I will be honest with you guys, my reading style changed a lot, weirdly, as soon as I got Goodreads, because I wanted to make sure they were all pretty covers so they would like line up nicely on my Goodreads. But I would say around like maybe just before, so like August, July, yeah. It's matured a lot since then, so it's also gotten really different. I'm going more into dark romance instead of contemporary, but I thought I'd throw in a few from like last March. February was when I started tracking what I was reading, so I have one from March, a few over the summer, but most of them are from August to now. So I guess we'll go in order. We're gonna start in March because that was my first 5-star read. I don't know like what I was reading, but it wasn't 5-star until then. I read 1,000 Boy Kisses in March, and oh my god, I bawled my fucking eyes out reading this. I feel like that's the only way you can read this book, if you don't cry, like, but yeah. Oh my god, I can't cry right now because I have lashes on and I don't want to take them off. But this book is so emotional. Honestly, I went in knowing nothing about it, and that is the perfect way to do it, because it'll like destroy you, I swear. But there's like 10% in there's a plot twist, so I can't really explain this book, but just read it. It's so good. It's really, don't go in expecting any like dark romance or anything. I know that's usually my thing, so if I recommend it as my thing, but no, this is YA, like I don't even think they kiss, but it's so emotionally moving that it just makes up for it. Okay, then after that, I like vividly remember that book being in March, but after that I have no idea when I read these books, so we're just gonna go, I guess, what I remember I read by, which is not great. I have to write a list of books on my phone, so my memory is not that great. Blame It on the Tequila by Fiona Cole. And actually, I wanted to do a reread of this for New Year's Eve. So the plot takes place on New Year's Eve, and there's like a huge plot twist on New Year's Eve. So I was gonna be really feeling it, but then I got really busy with my business, and I was just bonkered by the time it was like 6 p.m. So I didn't get to reread this one, but I do want to reread this in 2022 and then go further in the series, because Fiona Cole's a great author. Her stuff may not always be for me, but the second book sounds really interesting. So this is a stepbrother, childhood friends to lovers, rock star romance. Nova is probably one of my girl crushes, and Parker was so wholesome to me, and he was like, but he wasn't like Family Guy. He was like, he had some stuff backing it up. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. My next 5-star read was Revel by Shay Stahl. And I don't know if this was 5 stars for me at the time, but I think about this book all the time now. And it was really slow. I think that's why I didn't give it 5 stars. But now, I think about it all the time. The cover is also really hot. This was a great book. Shay Stahl's writing is just really slow. I've read a few from her, and her writing's just really slow. So when I'm in the mood for a slow book, like Mariana Zapata, I'll always go for these ones. But the tension, the angst, the push and pull in this book was so good. I actually think I devoured it pretty quickly, even though it was pretty long. Again, it's rock star romance. And in this one, they're both rock stars. So she's a pop star. He's a rock star. Yeah, that was pretty good. And then the next one we have is Lord of London Town by Tilly Cole once again, and this is the complete opposite from Thousand Boy Kisses. This is, oh no, it is pretty emotional, but it's dark, it's mafia, it's so good. It's so good. This is like, it's definitely in my top 5, top 10 mafia standalones, because the only thing I didn't like was that his name was Arthur. It was just giving like 40-year-old uncle vibes. But yeah, it was pretty emotional. I feel like that's just Tilly Cole's writing though. And I can't wait to read her MC romance. That's on my TBR and I really want to get to it soon. But yeah, Lord of London Town was awesome. And there was actually a character named Freya, so it was extra memorable for that. And next we have Drive by Kate Stewart. Why? This is another rockstar romance. I promise it's not all that I read. Why are they all so emotional? This one was uber emotional, like just below 1,000 Boy Kisses. It's a love triangle. The one guy is her childhood friend, and then he abruptly leaves to go chase his rockstar dreams, and they have like a falling out or something. And then she actually goes into a relationship and starts to fall for her boss or her co-worker or something like that. And then her childhood friend comes back into her life, and so she's like conflicted. And it was a really great plot and a really great book, and I was like so emotionally invested. And the cover is gorgeous, so I really want to get this one in paperback, but I can't seem to find it anywhere other than Amazon, which sucks. And honestly, I have a lot more 5-star reads for these, but these are like my favorite 5-star reads, because I give stuff 5-star reads if like the plot, the pace, the characters, everything is great, even if I didn't have that like huge emotional attachment to it, just because I want to like show my support to the author, I guess, because they did such a great job in writing it. Even if I had like, I guess that they didn't do a great job in writing it if I had no emotional connection, but that might just be me. So sometimes I'll give it 5 stars, but these specifically are my favorite 5-star reads, or most memorable. And then I read back-to-back Amo Jones books. I literally read them back-to-back, and they were 5-star reads back-to-back. So the first one is Flip Trick by Amo Jones. Delicious. Yeah, it was definitely her lightest book, but it was still everything. It's a romance between a skater and an MMA fighter, and it's kind of like childhood friends to lovers. I don't know if they were like they're step siblings, sorry. Yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. There's so much drama in it. It feels like you're reading a telenovela, but I really loved it, and I give it 5 stars. It was just an easy 5 stars to me. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Maddox in my Book Boyfriends video that is coming out after my favorite series of 2021, so keep an eye out for that, because I talk a little bit more about him in that and how much I love Maddox as a character. And the other one I read was Manic, which I can't believe I didn't talk about in my Book Boyfriends video. I filmed that one a few days ago, and then I realized that I wanted these to come out first, so it'll be out soon after these. But I can't believe I did not talk about Manic. Like, I don't know what was going through my mind. I don't know. So Manic, or Aaron, is a Russian rock star, but he's also the son of the Bratva leader. I've never said Bratva out loud. Bratva. Bratva? He's the son of the Russian mafia leader, and it's so hot. The fact that he's like a rock star and part of the mob, and he can like, her name is Beatrice. I can't believe I didn't remember that. Everyone calls her Beat, but she's a dancer. It's the hottest couple ever. So I really enjoyed this one. It was super compelling and like just hooked me from the first chapter. Arguably my favorite book of Amo's ever. Arguably. Next favorite 5-star read from 2021. I read this in November. This is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. I don't know. Sorry. But I really love this one. It's really dark. It's a college romance, which is not always my fave. I prefer real world stuff. if you call Mafia real world. I mean, technically it's real world, but it's not my real world. Yeah, but I still loved this one. It heavily deals with non-con, so much that I was like, I was thinking about shit for a moment there. But it was so good. It really, in this first 50%, you're gonna be like, who is this dude? And then in the second 50%, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see his character growth, his, like, development, and he definitely redeems himself, to me. He redeems himself, to me, at least. But yeah, they are literally, this is the most sex I've ever read in a book. They're just like every fucking chapter. And she doesn't skim over any of them, really. And I was like, I was here for it. And then we didn't get as much of the second half, and so I was grateful for a bit of plot. But yeah, really hot. Love this couple. And I believe they also have like a second generation book coming out. I don't know, because we see their kids in the end. Yeah, it deals with secret society and shit like that. So yeah, it was a pretty easy 5-star for me. This is actually my last book of my favorites, standalones at least, in 2021. Which is kind of sad. I feel like we just skipped over so many of them. Am I just talking fast? This was Credence by Penelope Douglas. And I've read, I feel like we could add more Penelope Douglas to this, honestly. Punk 57 was pretty great. I also read that this year. I don't know. I haven't read too many of her standalones. I read the Devil's Night series, which is going to be in my favorite series video for sure. But Credence was so good. I feel like the aesthetic of the location of where this book is based just made it an easy 5-star for me. It's not as taboo to me as I feel like it was to some people, but I was at sometimes like, not uncomfortable, but just like thinking about it, you know? But yeah, this is my favorite Penelope Douglas standalone. Easily, covers, discreet, and beautiful as fuck. Loved it. I loved it so much. So I feel like this is going to be a really quick video, but I hope you enjoyed me talking about my favorites of 2021, standalones at least. I feel like you guys could kind of see the, like, joy as I talked about these, or at least I hope that you did, because these are some of my favorite books of all time. Technically, I've been reading since 2020, so, like, 2 years now, 2 full years, but it just feels like 2021 is the only year I read. I don't know. I just had so many good ones from then, and most of them are included in this video. There's a few, like, honorable mentions that just weren't as memorable for me, but were still a 5-star read. So I hope some of these were on your 2021 5-star reading list too. Feel free to tell me which ones they are down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for my favorite series of 2021 as well. Thanks so much.